You can't be serious. I usually don't do this, but I feel like I got to. Ain't no point in me having a voice if I ain't gonna speak up for this. Another unarmed black teenager unalived, shot and killed by the same people that was supposed to protect him, was sworn to protect us and ain't doing it. I ain't gonna lie, I'm pissed off. Look, what I'm so pissed off about right now is 18-year-old JABARI LATRELL Peoples. 18-year-old that was gunned down by the police in cold blood by a cop in Homewood, Alabama. Nobody said a damn word until it was too late. Bro, I got chills right now talking about it. And I ain't staying silent, and you shouldn't either. The media won't cover it, so I got to. On June 23rd at 9:30 p.m. in Homewood, Alabama, JABARI Peoples, black, 18-year-old, unarmed, unviolent, and compliant, was approached by somebody in an unmarked car. An unmarked car. No lights, no sirens, and no badge. They tapped the window and tell everybody to get out the car. JABARI follows the instructions. Doesn't run, doesn't resist, doesn't fight. Seconds later, he's taken down to the ground, shot and killed. Murder. No warning, no reason, just an execution. And the officer, no attempt to save his life. No CPR, no effort. Just let him die like that, like trash. Where this story get real fucked up at? I apologize for cursing, but I'm pissed off right now. His family wasn't even notified until the next damn day at 10 a.m. on June 24th. By who, you might ask? This is even worse. Not the cops. Not the people that came to the scene initially. Not even the city. Freaking coroner's office is the one that notified him. So think about this. His body was already moved. Autopsy got completed without his parents' consent. Are you even listening to what I'm saying? They didn't even let his own mother see him. They didn't even let his parents identify his body on the day of the incident. My question is, what the hell was they covering up? See, what they didn't know is there was an eyewitness that seen the whole thing. That's not protocol. That's not accidental. That's a cover-up. That's called dehumanization. Sounds like to me that's murder, manipulation, and a cover-up. JABARI LATRELL Peoples wasn't some thug. He wasn't somebody running in the streets. He wasn't a threat. He was a student. Son, a brother, a young man who had dreams. And he just graduated. The police officer nor the police department gave a damn about any of this. They didn't even give him the courtesy of having his own parents identify him at the scene. He just saw a black kid and they pulled the trigger. And yeah, nobody ain't gonna say it, but that's exactly what's going on. I don't care about being politically correct with this story, cause this shit need to stop. I refuse to have him just be another name added to a list that's already too goddamn long. Y'all don't share any of my posts, y'all need to share this one. The family is demanding answers. They want the full police report to be made public. They want all body cams, car cams released to the public, and the identity of the officer who pulled the trigger. That's the craziest part. We still don't know the officer who pulled the trigger. Look, this is what TikTok is about. If anybody got resources, send it out to this family right now. I got a voice, I gotta say it. No more secrecy, no more silence, no more allowing them to kill our babies. An 18-year-old black unarmed boy that was gunned down by police in Alabama. His name is JABARI LATRELL Peoples. Say it one more time. JABARI LATRELL Peoples. JABARI LATRELL Peoples. All I'm asking is that you do your part. Just share this message out to the whole world. Bari's blood is on their hands, and if we don't raise hell about this situation, they gonna keep doing it to us. Look, I don't care if you ever look at any of my videos again. All I need you to do is share this one video, because awareness starts with you. It starts with me. And if nobody told you, Chemo told you. Stay motivated and protect your kids like their life depended on it, because as you can see, they ain't doing it for us.
Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to Afro Judy. I really appreciate your support and I hope you all are doing great. This is such a sad episode and I really feel sorry for the family of JABARI, a young black man who was unalived in Alabama by the police, as was mentioned earlier in the first clip of the video. These are some of the problems that the black Americans have been enduring for years, and now they deserve more than just hashtag and apologies. They deserve respect, reforms, and even justice. This was not even covered in the mainstream media. Now, a dream has vanished. A family is mourning. The black community mourning. So guys, without further ado, let's dive in, and credit belongs to the original creators of these videos, clips, and stitches. I'm your presenter, Judy.
So we have an awful story coming out of Homewood, Alabama that resulted in the unaliving of a young man. young man of color, a black man. And so I'm going to read this story directly from his family because there does appear to be some sort of cover-up or some sort of miscommunication with the public that is absolutely unacceptable. So here it is. This is the official statement from the family of JABARI LATRELL Peoples. On the night of June 23, 2025, at approximately 9:30 p.m., our loved one, JABARI LATRELL Peoples, was pew-pewed and unalived by an officer affiliated with the law enforcement in Homewood, Alabama, near Lakeshore Boulevard. At no point were we notified by law enforcement or medical personnel. Instead, our family was contacted by the Jefferson County Coroner's Office at 10 a.m. the following morning, over 12 hours after JABARI was pronounced deceased. By the time we were contacted, his body had already been transported. An autopsy had been conducted without our knowledge or consent, and we were instructed to send a funeral home to retrieve him. We were denied the right to identify him. We were denied the right to be present. We were denied basic dignity. Contrary to the reports and assumptions being pushed publicly, JABARI was not armed. He was not aggressive. He did not resist. He complied. He was approached by an individual in an unmarked vehicle with no lights, no sirens, and no visible identification. That officer exited the car, tapped on the window, and told the occupants to exit. They followed instructions. JABARI complied, and within seconds, he was taken to the ground and pew-pewed. A witness was present. That person saw everything. There was no weapon. There was no threat. And once JABARI was pew-pewed, the officer took no life-saving action, no CPR, no medical attention, nothing. He was left to bleed out on the street. JABARI was a college student. He had a family. He had a future. He was unarmed. He complied. And now he's gone. We have not received a full incident report. We have not been given footage. We have not heard one word of explanation from the Homewood Police Department. But we have heard the lies. We've read the headlines, and we've watched attempts to twist this narrative. Let us be clear. This was not just negligence. It was a violation of JABARI's civil rights, of our family's human rights, of due process, and of decency. We are demanding immediate public release of the full police report, all available body cam and dash cam footage, identification of the officer involved, a full independent investigation, accountability at every level. We will pursue this case until the truth is fully exposed and justice is served, not only for JABARI, but for every family who's been forced to bury a loved one without answers. Say his name, JABARI LATRELL Peoples. His life mattered. His death will not be ignored, and his story will not be rewritten. Again, this took place in Homewood, Alabama. The young man's name was JABARI LATRELL Peoples, and I think that it is important that we get his story out there, and hopefully this gets the national attention that it deserves. This family deserves answers. Now, I'm not going to make this political because this is not the moment, but far too often, this is the case involving young black men in this country, and it has to stop. It's unbelievable. To JABARI's family, I am so sorry, and I hope that I can help in any type of way get this message out there so that the world can see.
I think I have to start reporting news because clearly the mainstream media is not going to cover this. Another black life gone. JABARI LATRELL Peoples. I want to make sure y'all heard that right. JABARI LATRELL Peoples from Homewood, Alabama, was sitting in his car at a soccer field, just sitting in his car hanging out, when an unmarked car with no lights, no sirens, police officer approached his window. When he approached his window, he did not provide a badge and just told JABARI to get out of the car. And within seconds, he was on the ground dead. Per the police report, JABARI did not comply with the police officer. Not only did he fight back, he fought back enough to get back in his car, grab a gun, and pose as a deadly threat to the police officers, and then caused them to shoot JABARI down. But eyewitness says that never happened. That there was never any altercation. JABARI never had a gun. And even on the site, the gun was left in JABARI's hand. After this, the family was not notified about JABARI passing away until 12 hours the next morning that Jabari was in the coroner's office, which had already gone through autopsy, and the family was denied the right to identify his body. Not only that, the family has now requested the body cam footage and dash cams from the police to really see what happened to Jabari that night. However, the police had not been able to comply. Originally, the night of the incident, the police did say in Homewood, Alabama, that they were in the process of providing the dash cam footage to the family. However, now that motion has been denied. Keep in mind, in Homewood, Alabama, it is law that the family can request body cam footage if there's deadly force involved. Right now, Jabari people's family is demanding answers. Not only are they, we are demanding answers. We will not allow another black man to be shot down and with no recognition, or not only recognition, accountability on the police officers as well as the county. We are demanding those police officers be named. We see this body cam footage. We see the autopsy results of what really happened to Jabari Peoples that night.
Jabari's life was taken at the hands of Homewood police, and of course the story that they are telling is absolutely different than the story that the witness is telling. Monday night at Homewood Soccer Park, they stated they were there to investigate a suspicious vehicle. It's always suspicious. Why is it suspicious at a park? The witness says that the officer pulled up in an unmarked vehicle, no lights, and nothing on them to indicate that they were actually police, and they told him to get out of the vehicle, and he complied. Within minutes, he was shot and left on the street to bleed out. No life-saving measures. They just took the life of 18-year-old Jabari LATRELL Peoples as if he didn't matter. They took his life on Monday evening, and his family did not find out that he had passed away until Tuesday morning at 10 a.m. from the coroners. No police call, no medical professionals reached out. The body was at the coroner's office, telling them they needed to know where the funeral home was so they could send the body there. Inappropriate. Protocol should be to reach out to the family before you are doing all of this moving. Why is the autopsy done before you've even notified the family he is no longer here? The story the police are trying to make us believe is that they tapped on their window. He was aggressive. He got out with the firearm. They struggled, and then they took his life. That is not the story that the witness is telling. The witness is saying that the vehicle that the officer was in was unmarked. There were no police lights. There was nothing on them to indicate that they were actually police. He complied with the request, and within moments, his life was gone, and they did no life-saving measures. And of course, it's been handed over to the State Bureau of Investigation, and they come back and say it was justifiable. Prove it. Prove it. We want to see the tapes. He better have had a body camera on. There better be video footage from the cameras in the park because it was a park. There should be cameras. Prove it. If it was justifiable, prove it. And in the words of his family, his story will not be rewritten. If it was justifiable, prove it.
So guys, welcome back. This is such a bitter pill to swallow because so many black lives have been lost in the United States, and now another young black life is gone, and the mainstream media is not even covering it. Jabari's family demand for justice. The black community in the United States, they demand for justice because this is not the first case. You remember the case of George Floyd. You remember the case of Ryan Hinton Jr. and now again. And not only these three, there are so many black lives and so many problems that the black folks have been enduring, not to mention police violence and overcriminalization, lack of transparency and accountability. For instance, now, the parents of this young man demand the body cam to be released, but it's still being delayed. The black folks are being overcriminalized. They are being jailed for no reason. They are being unalived by the police in a broad daylight. But if they demand for justice, it's not being served. It takes time for the justice to be served, and at times, justice is not even being served. So now, why didn't the mainstream media cover this? You know, when I was scrolling through the TikTok, this video kept on popping on my FYP, and I felt so sad because if I remember the black lives that have been lost in the United States, and this is the main reason as to why the black folks were telling other minority groups that we are not ready to join you in your marches because we know whatever will come on our way. We know how they're hunting us down. We know how they want this, our flesh, so bad. And now you see, this man, the police were claiming that he was having a pew-pew, and yet The eyewitness said it was another story. And even the parents were not informed earlier that their son was gone. When the parents demanded to see their son, they were not allowed. And imagine you are the parent of that young man. The trauma that those parents are going through right now. If it was another community who look like this, justice could have already been served right now. People could have already been in the street protesting, marching, demanding for justice. But if the black folks tries doing that right now, you will see so many lives lost. You will see so many black men or black women getting jailed. I remember during the protest in June, there were some black women who were arrested, and yet their community told them that we are sitting this one out. You don't need to go out and protest with people because you know very well. They still went ahead and joined the protest, and what next? They were handcuffed and arrested, and that's how they were gone. So when your community tells you that you should not be going outside, you should be listening to them because they know whatever you will experience outside there. Why is it that other minority groups are not facing whatever the black folks have been facing in the United States? Is it that they want to do away with the black community in the States, or what's really happening? Because if they continue unaliving the black folks, if they continue jailing and arresting them, what do you think will be next? Because this has been happening for generation and generation. This is not the first time. And this is why the black folks have been standing their ground. You know, some minority group might feel that the black folks don't want to stand in solidarity with them, but these people really knows whatever is going on in the ground. They know how they are being hunted down. If they try going outside, they know exactly what will happen. They don't want to lose precious souls. Right now, so many families are mourning. The whole of black communities mourning right now. Because if the police continues doing this, and imagine it reaches a point that they don't even question the police who unalived a black person. But if it was a black person, you remember the case of Ryan Hinton Jr. So many police officers filled in the courtroom. But if it was a palm-colored person, do you think all those officers could have been present at the courtroom? I think not. But because it was a black man, they had to be there. If it was a fellow police officer who was in the courtroom, do you think all of them could have been there? I think it could have been the other way around. But now, I really feel sorry for the family of Jabari peoples. And I send my condolences to you. You know, sometimes you can tell that family that you need to be strong. But if you dig deeper, if you are the one who has lost a family member and then someone tells you that you need to be strong, you know the feeling that you always have inside. Sometimes you try to be strong, but that strength is not even there. This is the time that Jabari's family need the black community's support so much, because that emotional support is even enough. If they are just there alone, they can have a panic attack, they can be traumatized, they can be depressed easily. And I know this is a pain that will not end soon. I really feel sorry for this, and please take care wherever you are. So guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate your support. Kindly give it a thumbs up and also share it out so that it can reach a wider audience, because the mainstream media didn't cover this. Until next time guys, I'm your presenter Judy, and let's meet on my next episode.